All the Dharma masters and Lotus friends, Namo Amituofo. In the Amitabha Sutra, there is a passage describing the splendid adornments of the Land of Ultimate Bliss. Among them are many kinds of rare and beautiful birds of various colors. These birds sing harmonious melodies with delicate sounds to proclaim the wondrous Dharma throughout the 6 periods of the day. These birds include white cranes, peacocks, parrots, śārikas, kalaviṅkas, and jīvaṃjīvakas, also known as the share fate birds. What are these share fate birds? From the outside, they appear as a single bird with 2 heads. They possess 2 distinct lives but share one body. Such a bird has 1 body and 2 lives with separate consciousnesses, yet a shared karmic result. Each life has its own consciousness, yet both inhabit the same physical body. A unique feature of this bird is that if one head eats and absorbs nourishment, the other head receives that same nourishment without eating. However, neither side can survive independently. They live together and die together. Tonight's topic is Amitabha Buddha's life is also our life. This concept mirrors the share fate bird. Thus imagine Amitabha Buddha and all sentient beings living within a single body. One head represents Amitabha Buddha, filled with great compassion. The other head represents us, ordinary beings burdened by unwholesome karma. As mentioned earlier, one body contains 2 lives and 2 consciousnesses. Amitabha Buddha and we are just like the share fate bird, 2 lives united in one body, mutually dependent and inseparable. Why do we need each other? In this 18th vow, Amitabha declared, if sentient beings are not born in my land, may I not attain perfect enlightenment. In other words, Amitabha Buddha could only achieve perfect enlightenment by accumulating the merits necessary for the rebirth of all sentient beings. He vows that if even one sentient being in the 10 directions fail to rebirth in the land of bliss, he will not attain perfect enlightenment. During his cultivation on Kosam ground, he accumulated the merits needed for his own enlightenment and for the rebirth of all sentient beings in his pure land. Therefore, he directly connected his attainment of perfect enlightenment to our rebirth. He bound his enlightenment and our rebirth into a single entity, vowing they would never be separated. This connection means that sentient beings' rebirth and Amitabha's perfect enlightenment are inextricably bound. Amitabha's enlightenment depends on our rebirth, and our rebirth depends on his enlightenment. We and Amitabha Buddha share one body and rely on each other. We are interdependent, just like the share fate bird. Amitabha Buddha's perfect enlightenment holds profound importance for us. Because he became a Buddha, we have hope for liberation and the possibility of attaining Buddhahood ourselves. When Amitabha became a Buddha, we gained true life. Without his enlightenment, we would have no genuine life. Through his enlightenment, we can leave suffering behind and attain happiness. Without it, we will remain trapped forever in the cycle of rebirth within the 6 realms. When we accept Amitabha Buddha's deliverance, he becomes our life. His compassion, which regards all beings as one with himself, remains with us at every moment. This is the inextricably bound relationship of Amitabha and sentient beings. Amitabha shares our suffering, feels it with us, and bears it for us as though it were his own. As the Infinite Life Sutra states, he carries the heavy karmic burden of multitude of beings on his back. He looks upon sentient beings as his own self. Amitabha sees us as himself. Our life becomes his life, and his life becomes ours. We are one with him, no matter how great our karmic depths or obstacles may be. Amitabha treats them as his own and bears them with us. In this way, our lives become easier, more peaceful, and more fulfilling. Amitabha Buddha remains with us. His compassion penetrates the depths of our hearts, filling our bodies and minds with his life. His life dwells within us. 10 kalpas ago, he already thought of us, made vows for us, and cultivated practices for us. When we recite the Buddha's name, we enter the Buddha's heart, and the Buddha enters ours, then remains between us and Amitabha Buddha. Now that we understand Amitabha Buddha's life, we should express Amitabha's life in our own daily lives. How can we do this? We begin by reflecting on his virtues. The Amitabha Sutra describes Amitabha Buddha through infinite light and infinite life, virtues meant to benefit all beings. Our minds should shine with his light. We should cultivate positive thoughts and pure intentions. Amitabha bestows upon us infinite light, pure light, joyful light, peaceful light, and wisdom light. These are the benefits we receive from the Buddha's heart. When we recite the Buddha's name, light permeates within us, karmic obstacles diminish, and wisdom grows. As Buddha name recitals, we can reveal the Buddha's light and wisdom. Yet, we remain ordinary beings bound by unwholesome karma and burdened by afflictions. Therefore, we should abide in the Dharma, in the name, and in the Buddha's light. Only by dwelling in that light can our hearts become bright. When we dwell in the Buddha's teachings, light, wisdom, and positive thinking arise naturally. If we remain absorbed in ourselves, living a good and carefree life, we will find only karmic obstacles and afflictions, because we have not settled ourselves in the Buddha's light. The ultimate purpose of reciting the Buddha's name is to rebirth in the land of bliss and escape the sea of suffering in birth and death. As ordinary beings driven by karma, we lack the power to save ourselves. Therefore, we should accept Amitabha Buddha's deliverance and trust ourselves wholeheartedly to him and rely completely on his supreme merit and power. When the Buddha's power supports us, it transforms us. The power of his light changes our karma and our way of thinking. The Buddha thinks of sentient beings think of the Buddha, and both remain mindful of each other without separation. This is the inextricably bound relationship between Amitabha and sentient beings. Reciting the Buddha's name becomes our life, and our life becomes our recitation. Our bodies and minds grow gentle and flexible. We begin to care for all beings, and the Buddha's light naturally shines through us. When others see our positive character and the radiance of a true practitioner, they will naturally feel inspired. Those with karmic affinity will want to draw near and learn about Amitabha Buddha's virtues and benefits. In this way, we fulfill the goal of believing ourselves and teaching others to believe. This is Amitabha Buddha's life manifesting through our hearts. This is what it means to live out the life of Amitabha Buddha. That concludes today's sharing. Namo Amituofo.